I'll just keep it short. Just to give you my introduction, I'm the head of ecosystem at Manta Network. Manta is the first and the largest modular L2 with Celestia as a TA and Symbiotic as a staking model. This is like a brief introduction, like how Manta is different from all the initial Bitcoin, Ethereum, and specifically the Layer 2's ecosystem. Um, this is the like very short model, like how the initial layer 2s and modular layer 2 has a difference. So we can do all the execution, DAs, and settlement on the different things. For example, execution happens on like Manta network right now, DA happens on Celestia, and settlement happen again on either layer 1 or layer 2. So that's how like the backend model is quite different. This is like a very performance highlight, like a brief of performance highlight. So the first graph over here is about the account growths, like which you can see over here. It's around 1.29 million plus right now. Apart from that, active account growth, you can see over here, it's around like between 60K as an average, and there are new accounts which we can see around every day. It's around 250. Apart from that, on the total transactions right now, it's around, I think so, 100 plus, 100 million plus, and we have around 221K total contracts deployed right now. This is like a very brief about what Manta has previously performed on revealing the data. It's like total addresses around 1.2 by 29 million. Average transaction fees with the help of Celestia, we achieved around like one of the lowest, which is 0.0003 USD. And you can also check like this is from Social Scan, how the graphs are working right now. Apart from that, average daily transaction is around 217K. Not as big as other layer twos, but it's growing. We have still recently launched a lot of products which as compared to more consumer focused rather than more infra focused. So this is like secondary data, which is from layer 2 insiders. So this is about how many transaction increased recently, what is the TVL growth, which is not that great because of the market is not performing really well. So apart from that, like the transactions around an average from last few days has been increased to like 828, which is around 5x of like what we were initially doing. Apart from that, like daily active wallets, which has decreased as compared to the active wallets and active transactions. But yep, that's the total overview of how it looks like right now. So as my major topic, they wanted me to focus on like what meaningful impact a consumer-focused app can bring. So the problem which we saw previously was about a chain getting a funding from VC, and they putting all this funding to give out the grants and incentives to all the dApps who are building the same thing. It can be about DEXs, lending protocols and stuff. But there was nothing new which was coming into the market. So that was the reason we thought maybe we'll try to bring something meaningful impact from recent or the early stage developers who have their own dev studio or they are working on something specific. So this was a unique use case which we started right now. So the Manta's major focus is like Southeast Asian market, and even in India, in China, they really focus on like fortune, they really focus on astrology, and we started working on that particular side. So this is like really AI tool which you can flex or brag on your Twitters as well. But apart from that, this is how like you can analyze your personality. For Western people, it's called as MBTI, but for Indians, it's called as still astrology and stuff. So based on your date of birth and stuff, we are trying to analyze it according to your crypto standards. So it will be minted on chain, it will be an NFT collection, and also like you can just flex it according to your bags. The second model which we came across right now was similar to pump.fun, but say suppose if you invest in a meme coin and if you lose money, but still there is a cause which is good for the community or good for the people around you. So that was our main major idea. So we started with a simple uh, like a centralized launchpad similar to pump.fun, but instead of anyone launching a token, we really have a use case over there. So how it works is simply we get a lot of like dogs which require real help. So it can be NGOs, it can be anything. We get in touch with them, we get a real story, real use case. That particular dog's token is launched and based on bonding curve. So initially in pump.fun, if the bonding curve is of 10 soul, all the 10 soul goes to the liquidity pool. But here, instead of all 10 soul going to the liquidity pool, 6 soul will go to actual help of that particular dog, and the remaining 4 will go for the liquidity pool, and the token will be launched. So that's how like we are planning to make a product called as Rescue Me, so which is not live yet. We are still working on like how we can make the on-chain payments and everything easy for the NGO so that it can be fully on-chain, people can trust it. And the major use case over here is like even if I invest in some meme coins, even if I like go really down on my bag, I don't have anything to show to the community, or I really didn't do well to anyone. But here, if you actually participate, even if you lose money, you still have a like a better feeling that you still helped someone. So that is the real meaning what we want to solve over here. Apart from that, on the tech update, so like we recently announced the fast finality. If you guys know about OP Stack, so it has a 7 days withdrawal period. To challenge that out and to solve this, we started working with Symbiotic. It was like basically simple model where Manta token itself and BTC will be securing the ecosystem, where you can use Manta token on restaking model on Symbiotic, which will be slashing and everything included. And we'll also use Babylon on the BTC side. You can deposit your BTCs directly over there, and both of them will be securing the execution layer on Manta layer 2. Apart from that, on the community side, like what we are doing right now, so the major problem we have seen across the ecosystem might be rewarding. So it's too bad to reward a lot, it's too good. But based on some KPIs, we can do that. So for example, we started with the gas gain program, which is not a short term, which is around 4 years next. We will be refunding like 50% of gas fee to all the top 400 users on Manta. So based on every 60 days, it is calculated. You can see your ranking, and if you are on the top like 400 rank, you get the 50% refund of whatever gas fee you have paid. Apart from that, we also allocated like 50 million, 10 million Manta tokens for rewarding the every epoch, which is like every 60 days. If you are under top 400 score, you definitely get the 50% refund of gas fee. But additionally, you get additional token from Manta to just to be a loyal consumer across the ecosystem. This is next. Again, a good use case from our side, and as you guys know, like chains really don't make revenues that much as compared to gas fee. But this is the product which we launched like around a year ago, and this is one of the revenue generating model for us. We don't need any token or anything for this particular one. It is called a CDFI, where it has very simple yields for BTC, ETH, Stone, USDT, USDC, USDM. So these are the tokens which are accepted, and on 3 different chains, BNB, Manta, and ETH. So this is simple use case. User come to the website, they deposit their tokens, like stake their token. They get a basic yield, and they get the liquid tokens, which is called as M tokens out of it. That can be used across the ecosystem to get more yields, but the basic yield is fixed on based of how much you deposit, and it is coming from the Cefu and other custodians which we are working right now on. I think so the average TVL on this particular product was around like 110 million. So that is how like we have generated around 600K and then 1.2 million as a revenue. So this is the ecosystem, like how it looks. Initially, we started with infra, then DeFi was booming, gaming, metaverse, and AI is also right now coming into the picture recently. Sorry for this. We recently announced, like last of 2024, we announced Eco Fund, which is of around 50 million. We have already started investing in some of the ecosystem projects, including grants, liquidity, and also investment. So these are some of the examples. These are some of the recent announcements which we from official Manta has been made. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is a very brief introduction, like what support you can expect if you are building on ecosystem. So first about ecosystem partner, which is a network benefit for marketing, campaign launches like CDFI, or maybe it can be Cascade. We provide you support on that particular site so that your contracts can be included. We have some connections with all the exchanges who have initially participated in our rounds, or also they have closely been working with us. Founder support, they have already been helping a lot of people over here. Event support, so in even in Dubai, like we are the title sponsor for Binance Clubhouse. So all the ecosystem projects who are currently working closely with us, we are supporting them to be a part of that event. And last is about also hiring support, which usually I think so all the ecosystem provides. On the start side, the users comes from like 100 plus countries. We have around 15 plus regions covered for the team members. I personally from Dubai. We have major focus on the Southeast Asian market, as I mentioned. So we have team from Singapore, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and stuff. So we also have like 10 regional communities, including all the major language-speaking countries, where we have a designated community manager who can help you to support on that particular side. Yep, I think so. That was short and sweet. So thank you so much.